what's up, man?
What's up?
Are you ready to do this? I gotta turn down the music. Yeah, it's a banger. It's a banging track. Let's see, where do we start? Where could we start? I'm just getting ready to put some pictures up. I had this, I used to live in Westport, Connecticut. And every year, every summer, they had a Yankee Doodle Fair, right in the summertime. And my daughter Molly, they used to give her free tickets for all the rides. Oh, I got this over when I was with Bowie in Tokyo, and we went to an Army-Navy store. And in the bottom, you have all these ways to tie scarves on your head. So there's all the instructions, and I don't know if this has to do with the instructions, but I gotta hang that up. Let me show you this. Now you see, here's a gold record, right? This is from Billy Joel. So this is a new version of the gold record. So you've got the CD, the cassette, and then the dedication. Presented to Frank Sim to commemorate the sale of more than 4 million copies of the Columbia Records cassette and CD, River of Dreams. But now you look at the other one, the original, back from Whoa, for the longest time. So I got that for touring with Billy in 1984. So you see, that's very different. This is the big disc, which is what everybody had that day before cassettes and CDs. And then here's the shot of the album cover, RIAA certificate, and then the dedication. Here's one you might want to see. So here's one I got for Madonna, Material Girl. Living in a material world. Here's something I got from a very nice lady by the name of Carly Simon. So I just stuck this over here. You see this? This is actually the laminate from the tour. So we did this tour in about 1986, right around there, and it was at Menemsha, where Carly has a house up in Cape Cod. And so you can even see it when you're looking at the video out in the distance. Oh, here's one I want to show you. I don't know if any of you guys are fans of the Thompson Twins. They were a very, very big group in the 80s. And it's produced by Nile Rodgers. So here's our disc again. Disc cassette, gold. We got it over here. Well, here's a good one. Here's another one. Here's one from David Bowie, Mr. David Bowie. And I did the same thing. I took a laminate, right, that we had on the tour, saved a bunch of them. So here's a laminate, right, that people would have to walk around backstage to make sure that you were allowed. That's the laminate. And on the backside, they had a bunch of them. This one's 108. To commemorate the sale of more than 2 million copies of David Bowie. Well, since then it's gone up. So it's up at about 12, 13 million, this record now. Here's a record from another bunch of really nice guys from Scotland, the Simple Minds, eh? Or is it Ireland? I don't know. I'm probably going to insult a lot of people. This is from the record that we sang on, George and I sang on, Once Upon a Time. And it's got that one, whoa, whoa, alive and kicking. So that was their hit, Alive and Kicking. By the way, in a couple of takes, George and I sang, oh, oh, I like fried chicken. Nobody noticed. I got a good story for this one, guys. Check this out. What I did was we were playing gig after gig in Japan. So we played one night, and the next night we went to another town. By the time we got to the other town, they had already created this new merch. And on the back, hello, it's like $10 or something, ridiculous. And now I can't even, there might not be but a few of them in the world. So I'll tell you another thing I brought home from the tour. When we play in a town, obviously they'd have posters and pictures advertising the show. So what I'd do is I would get a poster from somewhere, I would roll it up really skinny, put it in a cardboard tube, and then mail it home to Connecticut to my wife Terry, and she'd take them. And so that's how I got to save them, because you couldn't bring these on the road, they'd be torn up. And this little guy, I won an Emmy. This is my Emmy. And a really nice guy named Paul asked me, he wrote a song, and he and his wife wrote a song. I came in and I sang it for him. And later on he called me and he said, hey, you won an Emmy for that. I said, really? He said, yeah, I'll send you the document. Let's see, what else is going on here? Got something to show you. This is very rare. So the promoter hired a helicopter to fly over the concert, just as we were beginning the concert. So the helicopter flew over, and as the helicopter was flying over, someone, either the guy or a photographer, took pictures. George met the guy, and the guy said, hey, you know what I have? I have these photos from the outdoor show. Now, you won't be able to see in the camera, but this is the stage, okay? In that hole is the stage. You can see me and my brother George on that side, and right out front in a pastel yellow suit is David. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, let me tell you over here. So I'm a saber kind of guy. I was in high school when I was 14, 15 years old. I had a band called the Malibus. Because this was 1962, 63, 61. This is when these posters, but these are original, every single one of them. So if any of you guys are watching this film and you were in Stamford, Connecticut, right around 1961, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, in the 60s, you will recognize these names and the locations. Oh, check these out. These are crazy, man. Here's my Kool-Aid kicks. Look at this, baby. Huh? And look at the detail. And don't forget the soul. I get crazy one time and I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go on the online, I'm gonna order the guy who I played in the Ninja Turtle album in Coming Out of the Shells. And it was Walk Straight. That's the track I did on the Ninja Turtle Coming Out of the Shells album, which is around in the 90s, I think. Anyway, so I just said like, hey, I gotta buy the action figure for myself and hang it up. So I got it hanging around the house. I love it. Well, here's something I'll show you. Look at this. So the guy tells me, he said, I have a bootleg I'm gonna give you. He said, it's a David Bowie concert. He said, it's shot in Australia, and I'm not quite sure where. Oh, Sydney, Australia. Okay, here's the info for you guys. Okay. So he said, I have these cassettes that a friend of mine made up. And he said, what happened is the cameras that were making the actual show video were still running, but of course they made an edit from some of those camera footage, but not from all of it. So somebody came in and got the footage and kind of created another concert of the Sydney concert with that same camera, but not the same edit. So therefore, nobody else has seen this particular edit of this Sydney show. Hey, let me show you my recording booth. What was this last? That was some script I had to do, so I put it up there. And then you'll notice I get a t-shirt hanging on my music stand, right? Why do you think that is? Well, because the music stand's made out of metal and it's got sort of a metallic ring, right? So if I'm talking hang, 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 with the t-shirt, it mutes that. It takes all the reverberation out. So that's why I have this. And I got this just to put my little notes on here. Here's my pop screen. Here's my headphones. I put it in my headphones. I'm on. They say like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. So then I put my copy up here. I'm plugged in over here. I go up here. I adjust my mic however I want it. Low, higher, lower, middle, lower. Stop.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight on Fox 5, stay attention now. You'll be hearing the greatest news program you have ever heard.
So that's what I do. Your microphones, maybe like $700. Your stands and stuff, maybe $100. Just a music stand. Headphones, $100. You're back in business, you're recording. So all you young men and women, look how easy it is to be a recording artist. Now the next thing is to get a job and get paid for it. That's the hard part. Dudes, here is the laminate from the 12-12-12 concert for Hurricane Sandy victims. So I sang with Roger Waters, with John Joyce, Tawatha Agee, and Elaine Caswell in our group at Madison Square Garden. The laminate show continues to go. Okay, here's a couple from, oh, this is a silly one. So we did a show for, maybe you guys know the name, Alex Warren. Ordinary. All right, another laminate. Here's some Love Rocks, New York, and there's the fork. So what happened is many years ago, about 10 years ago, so people got together and decided to try to help to feed the homeless. So they said, let's have a show. And all the proceeds, right, go to In God's Love We Deliver. And what In God's Love We Deliver is, it's an organization that cooks food 24/7 and gives it to the homeless people. All right. No more lemon, let's go more lemonade, lemonade. Oh, here's you going. This is one of my favorite ones. Saturday Night Live 50, the 50th anniversary of Saturday Night Live. And we sang with, I don't remember all the people. It was about 6 singers we sang in a booth. So we sang on what's called the John Mulaney New York musical. So it was great. So we had John Mulaney and Pete Davidson in it, and a lot of people from the old Saturday Night Live shows were invited, you know. Another laminate, another year of Love Rock. So this was number 7. That's the Laminate Show, the Laminate Show. Okay, what else is going on? Oh my God, look at this. I can't believe it. I brought this out today. Wait till you see this. Do you know what I have in here? I've got so many items from the Bowie tour, photographs, posters, amazing stuff. Look at this, even this. Here's the room list with the David Bowie I saved every single night in every single room. Anyway, hey, I got way more of that stuff. So listen, if you want to see more stuff, make a comment, get in touch with me, and I'll make another video. Yeah, great. And here it is, the Frank Sims Command Center. CENTCOM. This is where I do all my business. Okay. Yeah, so I got my Pro Tools here, and then my UAD, and my Atom speakers, my Sony headphones. I can edit my auditions here, blah, 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 blah. And here's my amp. Nowadays, they're making these things that are not hard to pick up. Look. Every time I need to slake my thirst, I head out for the pitcher here. My pitcher. Come, let's look at some plants. So I got put in some strawberries, and I'll tell you, I'm a little disappointed because I've taken care of them. I take very good care. I water everything, I prune. But look at this. What's with the strawberries? You can't give me a strawberry? Look, compared to my hand. You can't give me a bigger strawberry than that? Whatever. Where are the strawberries? Where are the red dots? Anyway, mostly it's an experiment. And then I bought these 3 roses. And roses are a very difficult plant to grow, so you have to experiment and nurse them and understand what you're doing right and wrong. And this is working out good. This, I don't know, it doesn't look so good. But anyway, and this is another rose. This is a rose bush, so it just kind of goes out and spreads. Cherry tomato, one type. You can see the color is different, right? Another type, cherry tomato, bright orange. And yet another type of the cherry tomato. All right, and we can go to the other side of the plants. Hey, look at these things out here. So right here, I got all my plants that are, it can't get direct sunlight. It would burn the leaves. But you know, I come here and I sit down and it's just like, have the plants surround me and it's so healing. Oh. Ah. Yes. See, here's my palms. Here's my Dracaena marginata. More palms. The Boston fern. Ah. So see, how nice. I'm like I'm living in the country. So anyway, yeah, that's a lot of it. I think that's it, you know. Hey, come on back. I'll see you later.